Hey guys, Pa from Seeker Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Jordan Formula 23. This is a lifestyle sneaker from the Air Jordan brand, and personally, I was kind of expecting a lot more from this shoe, and I was, because they're Jordans, but you can't get better than Jordans, but I have to say I was a bit disappointed, and I'll let you know in the video. So we'll get right into it straight away. So we'll take a look at the colorway here, and you've black mesh at the forefoot, and black laces, and your Jordan branding here on this kind of elasticated extension piece, and you have kind of leather embroidered stitched on to the shoe in the lateral and the medial side of the shoe in a kind of a grey color, and you got this kind of grey kind of spongy sole. Kind of looks like new Nike React technology, but it doesn't feel anything like it. It just looks quite similar. I'll just point that out. And you have this really nice looking white rubber sole for maximum impact, and you have your Jordan logo there on the front and of the sole. And overall, I think the colorway looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the grey. I'd probably prefer white, or maybe if they kept the stitch leather black, maybe. I think it'd just look a whole lot better, but that's just my opinion. And okay, that's it in regards to the colorway. We'll take a look at the upper now. So for the upper, you get a full mesh upper, not knitted from what I was expecting. It's okay. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the nicest mesh material that I've ever seen. For example, here on the EQT 9317 support, which I've already previously reviewed, the mesh quality is a lot nicer than what you get on the Jordan Formula 23, which I thought was just a bit of a bummer, because they're Jordans. They're meant to be very good quality, but their retail, it's about 100 euros, something like that. I picked these up on sale for about 60 euros, which isn't bad, but are these really worth retail at about 100 euros? I would argue probably not, from the upper that they've used here. It's not very nice, if I'm being quite honest. See, I've only worn these a couple of times, and there's already kind of, I don't know if you can see there, kind of thin layers kind of coming off the top of the mesh, so it looks kind of fluffy and kind of bally. It's just not one of my favorite uppers I've seen on a shoe now. But around at the back here and the lateral and medial side, you have grey leather, as I've already pointed out. To be honest, I think the leather looks pretty cheap. I kind of wish that they didn't include it, and I kind of wish they'd went for a synthetic material, or maybe just a nicer leather in general. It just looks a little bit cheap. Don't mean to be too harsh on the shoe, but it does look a little bit cheap. The lacing system, I gotta mention, I think that actually looks really cool. It's one of the reasons why I picked these up. I just took one look at the shoe from the front and the laces, and I just thought it looked really, really nice. You have kind of loops here, not flywire cables, but they don't have much of an impact on how you do up your lacing. Doesn't really have any doesn't have much impact in regard to lockdown, because you won't really use these for basketball. These are kind of they're meant to look like a basketball shoe, but they're kind of inspired in order to make a very comfortable lifestyle silhouette that you can just wear around everywhere. You could probably wear these to the gym, probably wear these playing basketball if you wanted to, but that's not really their intended purpose. um, around this extension piece. It's made of this kind of mesh material. It's not too bad. I will give it that. It is quite nice. It kind of hugs your foot around like a bit of like a sock. It does give you kind of a sock-like feel. So it kind of creates a barefoot experience if you get me. And you have this heel tab at the back, so you can slide these shoes on pretty nicely. So like that. And I think these do look pretty good on feet. But yeah. And around the back of the shoe, you have your Jordan embossed logo here at the back. Kind of a nicer leather to what we see on the grey strips along here. And we'll get on to the midsole now. And the midsole, it kind of it's actually very soft. It's nicer than I was expecting. It is quite soft to the touch. It kind of reminds me of Lunarlon cushioning, if any of you know what that's like. And it's not actually that bad. I would even compare it to something like Boost. It's nothing like Boost from a comfort standpoint, but it kind of has that kind of give in it. It allows you to kind of spring. And we'll get on to the white kind of sole. Bottom, you have kind of grey accents of this sole around the bottom, and this sole is really solid. There's not a lot of cushioning in it. It allows a more solid feel and allows structure for this kind of soft material in the midsole, so you're not slipping and sliding everywhere when you're making quick cuts and changes of direction, because that's what I've found. A lot of issues with these lifestyle sneakers. The lockdown is not excellent, but they've actually done a pretty good job here with executing that, and it is quite a responsive and impactful shoe on pavements and courts. So overall, it's not a bad shoe. It wouldn't be my personal favorite shoe out of my collection. But yeah, I have seen better. But for the price I got them, for €60, it's not a bad deal, not a bad bang for your buck. The retail on these I think is pretty ridiculous, but anyway, I'm not going to say any more about that. So yeah, that's it on the Jordan Formula 23.